For a business that exists in a health and wellness space, they need to act like they care about people's health and wellness.
36 cases tied to a Calgary spin cycle studio that was holding pre-opening practices in this basement. Now worries in Vancouver after instructors traveled here for the invite-only classes. City News has been following this developing story, and more people are reaching out, telling us about the conditions inside and how it's had an impact on their lives, including one family that didn't even attend but were in close contact with a positive case.
Hi, this is Josie here with City News.
Speaking to one of our producers, a Calgarian who wishes to remain anonymous says they tested positive after attending a Ride Cycle Club friends and family class, describing fans blaring, staff side by side, and closely interacting with riders, and conditions that, quote, wouldn't fly in other studios. This video, posted by an instructor before the invite classes started, has many questioning what protocols Ride was following. The business told City News it was running instructor-only classes before July 6th to 13th, when riders were exposed.
She was at the back of the studio. She mentioned that the fans were on at some point. We didn't know what she would come back with.
Liz Elliott is waiting for her family's test results after their babysitter tested positive following a class at YYC Cycle Spin Studio with an instructor linked to the outbreak. They canceled their BC vacation with a cohort family and are in mandatory quarantine.
That spread is becoming more diverse. It's, I think, breaking, the barriers of these little pockets and becoming more just seeded into our environments. Businesses need to take it very seriously because the impact and the footprint happens so quickly.
A lot of my friends who had gone to ride classes in the last week or so, they said that they weren't aware, they weren't made aware of any of this. I've heard from multiple people that instructors that were training in Calgary were back on the schedule in Vancouver the same week they got back. They weren't made to isolate until it turned into something.
This former gym member is pushing Ride to notify the public on social media. She says she heard from a dozen people who said they didn't get the initial email from the company.
They're teaching, and much like in the Calgary space, a lot of the instructors in Vancouver, they teach at multiple different studios.
When asked for comment, Ride Cycle Club pointed us to this lengthy statement posted on its blog Thursday, saying it's working with Alberta Health Services. It maintains it followed strict health protocols and pointed to another club's instructors and their cases. It says all Vancouver Ride studios were unaffected and members were informed. Meanwhile, there's still test results pending.
Every day I have wondered if our family is going to fall to the illness. I am so thankful that I wasn't around my parents who are now living with their parents.
In Calgary, Crystal Ladaris, City News.
Alberta Health Services tells City News they have been in contact with the operator of Ride and continue with contact tracing linked to the studio. They add there is currently no public health closure order for the facility and will review Chief Medical Officer of Health recommendations with the owners prior to the facility reopening.